Hey everybody, before we get on in today's store championship finals, I just want to say if you didn't see my community post or my last upload that today of the upload of this video, my channel name will be changing from Primitive TCG to Primitive Kage to match all my other social medias. Nothing about the channel is going to be changing other than we're going to be able to have higher quality content and streams now, but I just wanted to give you all a heads up. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this finals. What is going on YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm bringing you the most recent store championships at J&J's. Now this is going to be a very special one for me because we have two of my Team Ice Wall teammates here. Now we're going to be having Armor Rush on the left with the Magna X, and then on the right we're going to be having Imperialdramon. So right there, revealing two Magna X and one Magna off the first hit. Putting the Magna to the bottom doesn't matter as much because you are playing four, but you definitely want to be seeing that Magna X, at least one of them, so that way you're able to play it later, especially in a matchup like this. Magna X can be very annoying for Imperial. It's not the easiest card to get rid of, and just Mega Deathing it is only kind of a small band-aid for something that's just going to come back later. But we have a Imperialdramon in Raising, which normally isn't super common, especially if you do it, you sometimes go over the Jamming X Vmon, so that way you can have the jamming and just get the swings if you don't have that Stingmon. But now we can go into the Dragon mode, and because of that Ragemon in Raising, we do have the green source to play, so going to be able to get out two Digimon here, get that Vmon on play to search a little bit more, but mostly just going wide on board, setting up to potentially go up into the fighter mode, which is probably the most annoying card for the Magna X deck. It is the way to get around the Magna X by being able to suspend it, then swing over, but also is just annoying for the regular Magnamon because normally they want to get it to like 9k or bigger, and if they aren't able to get it any bigger than that, then you can bounce it back with the Dragon mode. But doesn't matter, going into the Chimeramon right here has the 4 colors underneath, so -4 plus 4k, so gonna be able to put that Dragon mode to 8, Chimeramon up to 12, and easily get over it. Now this Ragemon's only sitting at 1k, so no way we're swinging this in here, but we do have the potential to try and build up in Raising, but they just go with the Davis Ken instead. If this Ragemon does survive on board, being able to gain that extra 2 memory could be pretty big, because getting put at 2 that turn did hurt a little bit. I think if you had maybe 3, you could potentially have gone into a Stingmon there and DNA Digivolved up, but swinging in, finally hitting an XVmon, something they're definitely looking for here, and then gonna go and Digivolve up into the Magna X over the Flamedramon, so now on the board, and it's already gonna be very annoying for the Imperial player. They can take care of the Magna X, but not in the board state that we have right now. Normally you want to be much more ahead on board, but now the Magna X is out with pretty much nothing. You do get the Imperialdramon right here, but that isn't going to be able to bottom deck anything, and you're not going to be able to swing. Magna X is going to stop pretty much anything that you're trying to go for here, there, so you kind of have to go big. This list was uploaded onto the channel. Jesse did get top at Otakon, so we do know that there is only one more Dragon mode left. There's 2 in the deck, so with 1 already used, you can't build up into the Dragon mode, but you do get the Fighter mode out, so you get to bounce 1. The Chimera is gone, and now you do have this for the Magna X, which obviously is nice, being able to swing and suspend it, and then potentially swing over it. So it is off the board, will be very nice, but it doesn't matter. Ragemon in Raising gives that green source, so now Megadeth is live, going to be able to bounce back, and now Imperialdramon doesn't really have anything going for it. They're going to have to build up in Raising now. Does finally hit an XV, so if you do have a Stingmon, that could be very helpful next turn. There is one hit off of the BT9 Vmon right there. A little tap to the camera right there, but it actually seemed to straighten the camera out a little bit, so a little bit of a shake, but now I think we have not the worst view. But Imperial barely surviving right there with a Hammer Spark and Security, double Fire Rocket swing, just barely surviving. Ragemon could have went in there, but now we have the XV, we have the Stingmon on board, going to be able to DNA Digivolve up, does have the Imperialdramon, so you can bottom deck the Ragemon, but Megadeth I think is what you needed there. I was going to say there's nothing else you can really do to the Magna outside of Megadeth it. We have 1 Dragon mode gone, and we have 1 Fighter mode gone, so the ability to go up in stack is really low right now, and we're just hitting back with another Megadeth. There is Leomon in this list, so you could get out a Leomon right here. If you were to hit it right here, you could Digivolve up, and then you have a way to make it so your opponent's not going to be able to end you next turn, and there it is, the 1 of Leomon, so it is coming to save, going to be able to have that blocker gain 2, draw 1, so you're going to have to swing here and block, and it does pass turn, you get to draw, but now you're just at 1 memory, you get to go to 2, but what are you going to do here? You don't have really big Digimon. XV and Stingmon are not big enough to get over this Ragemon, and even if you did, it is just going to Armor Purge, and it'll still be a Vmon, so with the blocker gone, I'm not 100% sure exactly how they plan to be able to get rid of this on board, but going with the Jamming Vmon to be able to get the draw on the Digivolve, and then the draw with the swing, and then the Megadeth. So this is just Megadeth City. 2 decks playing 4 Megadeths, just going back to back, sending the cards back. Really shows you the strength of Megadeth, a very meta-defining card right now. Being able to bounce these giant stacks for so cheap is very nice, and we're seeing it right here, bouncing back Imperialdramons, bouncing back Magna X's, and BT8 Vmon coming out showing 2 more Megadeths, so 1 going to the bottom, but we do have the color source now if they wanted to Megadeth, but Chimeramon's going to do it. Going to be able to put under a yellow or a red, whether they want to go Magna or Flamethrower, doesn't matter. Going to be able to give the -4, so that just pops X Vmon. There is nothing in Raising right now, so you could technically respond back with yet another Megadeth to remove what's on the board, and you don't go down next turn, but Imperial right now is really just kind of playing not to lose more so than playing to win. It's just that situation where you can't really progress when you're being pressured like this. If there was still 1 or 2 security left, then you would have a chance, but going on to where that Magna X almost won the game earlier with that Raidramon swing, we're just still sitting there playing to potentially not going down, playing the BT8 Vmon, no Megadeth, maybe potentially searching for the Megadeth dual color there. That's really kind of why we play the Vmon in there. Me and Jesse is the Megadeth searcher, so unable to find it there, hitting the Davis Ken and picking up the deck, showing that there was 2 Megadeths right there. Next check, I believe, was back-to-back Megadeths, so not able to hit it there. The Megadeth war had to end eventually, and even if you did, once again, you were such on a back foot that with no recovery and your only blocker gone, you were just 1 rookie in Raising away from potentially just going down. But now starting off with the Magna X going first, gonna exchange Davis's here. Probably looking for a rookie. Does hit duel, so not grabbing the rookie, grabbing X Vmon Stingmon, so that must mean that they have the rookie. Probably looking for a better Vmon on that Davis, but you can just play the Madoki, get that in Raising, and then play out this Vmon here. Your opponent's going to go to 3 anyway, and now you can set up the X Vmon in Raising next turn, and with Davis out, that means once it comes back to your next turn, you'll be at 3 and guaranteed to be able to play Stingmon and DNA Digivolve up. So whoa, actually going with the Stingmon in Raising and then the Megadeths. Okay, so that makes more sense. This is still fine because with the Vmon still on board, you can Digivolve into the X Vmon on top of that next turn. Swing, you won't get the jamming draw, but you still just get the swing, be able to set up to DNA Digivolve. Vmon's out here now, so if they go on top of an armor, unless it's Magna, that gets bottom decked, or the Vmon gets bottom decked, so you can clear what's off board here. Gonna Spark up and play the Davis Ken, valuing putting the opponent at 3/4, just using that Hammer Spark there, and interestingly enough, going for the Vmon, so I'm assuming that means that there's no level 5 in hand. Does have the BT8 Vmon, can keep searching, finds that Imperialdramon, and gonna hit it, and in true Jesse fashion, gotta switch out the normal EX1 Vmon for the Ultimate Cup one, just because why not? You gotta have pretty cards. Both players knew that that X Vmon came off of the Davis anyway, so no harm, no foul. Just gotta use those pretty cards, but now it's just a Vmon face-off. 5 Vmons on the board, just looking at each other. Now going into Magna and then into the Magna X, so immediately just getting up, building up there. In a little bit better of a position than Imperial was last game when the Magna X first came out, so could find a way to progress here, especially with that Megadeth, first Megadeth coming out, so Magna X back in hand, and now you're sitting with the Leomon on board. Your opponent's at 5, but not that big of a deal. The Leomon does help you quite a bit. They can go into the Raidramon, suspend it, and then it's not that big of a deal, but I doubt they're going to swing over it, which means that it will continue to be on the board. And also with it being 4K, it is a card that can be weird for the Chimera. We saw the Chimeras coming out, being able to give the -4K, so if they hit -4K on the Leomon, it would pass turn. So Leomon just has these little weird intricacies that makes your opponent play a little bit different than they would if Leomon wasn't out there. But regardless, going with the Raidramon, but going in the back, because why not? You have the Davis Ken, so when you promote next turn, now you're going back to 5 no matter what. And gonna swing it with the Leomon, and instead of dying and gaining 2 memory, hitting the Hammer Spark and the opponent gaining 2 memory. Still have the Stingmon, so you could DNA Digivolve up. Gonna hit it. We know the Imperialdramon was in there, so probably didn't want to do that. I'm assuming they were trying to go ahead and swing in there, try and just gain some extra memory, and then you could Digivolve up into the X Vmon on top of one of the Vmons, and then go in for the DNA Digivolve there. You would have jamming, which would have been a lot better because the Imperialdramon did go down, and now we're swinging into a second Davis Ken, so now promoting next turn, they're going to a minimum of 7. That's a lot of memory to give them, especially as the Imperialdramon player when your stack just went down. You're not in the best position. Fire Rocket swings going in. Doesn't Armor Purge, so not going to be able to get crazy Davis Ken value there. That could have been really scary if it did Armor Purge. Could have been able to go for Raidramon swing and then goes down, potentially go back up if you have the Hammer Spark, but now you're just putting yourself in a position to where your opponent's not going to be able to do much anyway. You could have swung over the Vmon here, but I like the Fire Rocket play better. If it did Armor Purge and you were able to unsuspend and swing, you would have potentially had game. And actually just Megadething the Vmon, and I do think that's probably the correct play. It doesn't really matter this turn how much memory you give your opponent. They can't do anything besides Megadeth to really damage you. They have the Lobomon right here, so yep, you could go with the Stingmon and DNA Digivolve up. This is definitely going to help slow down the Magna player. You need to try to get rid of the Magna that's on board, so that way you can make it so they don't go into the Magna X. We know it's in there, got Megadeth. Not having jamming on the XVmon is definitely hurting here. Still haven't gotten into an XVmon and raising. We know it's in there, and you could play it there. You have the blue memory boost, so you could then next turn progress, promote, pop, play the Stingmon, but instead we're just going with the Megadeth. So this is fine. You need to get rid of the Magna. I think they were more worried about that being on board, going for Fire Rocket, clearing checks, and then being able to go for a hybrid for game. So how to play around that. If you're not going to play around that, then I think you just build and raising, but if you do want to try and play around that, then clearing off of board does kind of slow down one more turn. But Megadeth on Megadeth on Megadeth on Megadeth, so many, nothing on board is safe. It's going automatically back into your hand, so another Megadeth coming out. But we do have this Vmon in raising, so you're going to go to 5 next turn, so you can Digivolve up into an armor, Fire Rocket, swing 2, and if it armor purges, you can Digivolve into another armor, tap Davis kind of doing spin and go for game. So still in a pretty decent situation. Having to DNA over that Leomon earlier was not super helpful. Had to swing in, hit that Hammer Spark, and that just changed everything. If that wasn't a Hammer Spark and the Leomon did go down, or if it was just something like a Vmon and it survived, it would have been a completely different game, because then we would have been able to DNA Digivolve something else. But now, no blocker, no recovery. It's just down to, do you have the Fire Rockets? Do you have the game? From what I can tell, I do believe the Fire Rocket is in hand, so gonna go into the Raidramon, gives you a target, gonna swing 1 Imperialdramon, and you definitely didn't want your opponent to purge there, because now they just get to go up into the Magna, or really any other armor, to be able to unsuspend with the Davisken and go in for game right there. So big shout out to my teammate Luis for securing his Nationals invite. We will definitely be seeing you all in February. But with that being said, if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I will catch you next time. Peace out.